leave the region? Because Steve said that they've got enough uranium to make 11 bombs. That's a very scary thing. So,
well, it's again, I can't talk to you about that. You're asking me a question. You're essentially saying, will I go in and do something? I can't talk to you about that.
Mr. President, you're looking at a coalition of ships to help, warships to help protect tankers. How close are you to getting that coalition?
Well, we have a coalition for them, but they should have been up here a long time ago. And you know, they're affected. The amazing thing is we don't need the Hormuz Strait. We don't need it. We don't need it at all. We have so much oil. Our country is not affected by this. We have twice the amount of oil as Saudi Arabia or Russia, and soon it'll be 3 times the amount. Chris, do you want to speak to that for a second?
Yeah, that's correct. Our total oil production is greater than Saudi Arabia's plus Russia, and more than we consume in the United States. So we're the largest.
Pretty good.
Pretty.
You know what they call it? Drill, baby, drill.
Mr. President,
Can you do another topic? Anything else you want to say?
Well, and same thing for natural gas. We went, before your first term, we were the largest exporter of natural gas in the world. Today, we're just by far the largest. I mean, we were the largest importer. Now we're by far the largest exporter, and it's growing rapidly this year. New facilities are coming online. New production's ramping up.
We're doing an amazing job. We get a lot of help from that man right over there. He's getting approvals done quickly and very environmental. He's an environmentalist, actually. He does a great job, but he gives you a fast approval or rejection. Do you have anything to say?
Well, back on Venezuela, where Chris and I have both had a chance to be there, I literally think they're going to put a statue to President Trump. And I'm not being, it's not a political statement, it's an actual thing.
It's like they view President Trump like Simon Bowler. He's the liberator of a country, and this is a country where they love American baseball. You look on the street, they're wearing NBA jerseys, and Delcy and her team working with us, getting back. Chris and I both experienced, it was the first time in Venezuelan history that they had the free press allowed to come on to essentially where the White House, the Palacio of Miraflores, and it was an emotional thing for people that had been for 20 years had never had a chance to be there. So whether it's and then production, it's showing up in production. The American companies that are coming back, most of those American companies have many American Venezuelan team members. One company in Houston's got 600 Venezuelan Americans that know more about reviving that industry. So their GDP is a 1/4 of what it was before. They want to get back. They remember what it was. Their production on oil production is climbing towards 50% increase just in the 3 months we've been here. That flows to American refineries on the Gulf Coast, lowering the price of gas in America. So it's a
forget that. When are they going to do the statue? The hell with you.
Thank you. You've been really honest about how disappointed you are in Sir Keir Starmer, particularly in relation to Iran. So I'm curious about your phone calls with him, how easy they might be. And also, were you surprised by...
Are we talking about Starmer?
Yes. And are you surprised by how weak...
I think he's a lovely man. I do. I think he's a lovely man. But I think he did something that was shocking. He didn't want to help us. And maybe in particular that country, we were the longest bond, the longest ally. Australia too. Australia was not great. I was a little surprised by Australia. I wouldn't say anybody was great other than the 5 countries in the Middle East. We never really had very much support. We spend trillions of dollars supporting countries, and this is Little League. This isn't the big league deal. This is sort of Little League pool for us. Look, we decimated them in a period of a week. In the first week it was over. In the first few days it was over. I think the Navy took us 3 days to essentially annihilate that. They weren't there. So if there's ever a big one, which I hope there's not, but if there's ever a big one, I don't think they're going to be there. And that's not fair. And we have to remember that as a country, because we spend trillions of dollars protecting Europe, protecting the countries of NATO. They weren't there for us. For small time. This is small time. You know what? Venezuela is a big deal, but it's not the big one. They weren't there. So what makes you think they'd be there if we needed them for something? And your prime minister was not there, as you know. He was there after we won. He said, we'd like to send some ships. I said, we already won. We don't need them anymore.
But can you explain why he was reluctant to help?
Why what?
Why he was reluctant to help with Iran?
He didn't have to. I didn't ask him. I just said, just tell me, no. I mean, we're always going to be there, or at least we were. I don't know about anymore, to be honest with you. I would have to be honest. We were always there when they needed help. We always would have been there when they needed help. I mean, think of it. We're there to protect Europe from Russia.
All right. Strong statements being given out by U.S. President Donald Trump on the West Asia war as a part of that briefing coming in after the first cabinet meeting that has taken place after the West Asia war started. Meanwhile, let's also give you a sense of what's been happening on the ground as the West Asia war continues to rage on. Kuwait has issued a rare radiation advisory amid growing fears of nuclear contamination. Kuwait's National Guard issued a video message cautioning residents about radiation exposure a day after Iran's Bushehr power plant was attacked. While stressing that people need not panic, it advised them to remain indoors, avoid unnecessary movement outside, and keep all windows and doors sealed in case of any radiation leaks. Now, why is this particularly significant? The Bushehr nuclear power plant is Iran's first and only operational nuclear power facility. Reportedly, it is located nearly 240 kilometers away from Kuwait, making it the closest nuclear reactor near the country. However, Kuwait's National Guard stressing that most radioactive material would fade away before reaching Kuwait's borders if there is a leak from the Bushehr plant. And on Tuesday, a projectile hit the premises of the Bushehr nuclear power plant. Remember, Russia, which operates the facility, claimed that the plant's pumping station came under attack, while around 300 staff members remained on the site. At least 163 others have been evacuated to Russia, reportedly.
The pumping station is not just any facility.